Or James, what do you think of our call with Joe Davies from FatJoe.com, not the rapper?
Not the rapper, yeah. No, it was interesting. Interesting seeing, I guess that side of link building. I thought just link building kind of agencies were just link building agencies. I didn't realize that there are actually quite a big difference in customers from niche website people to the agency side, SEO in-house people and stuff like that. So that was interesting. And obviously the digital PR stuff and the HARO stuff was, I mean, yeah, hearing how you spam HARO is another level.
Yeah, pretty shameless. But yeah, it's just a number game at the end of the day. Yeah, I've known Joe for several years. Well, online, I think we met in Brighton like 7 8 years ago. Also, um, finally met online, well, on our pod, and finally had a chance to have an in-depth conversation with him. Yeah, it was good fun, dude. He does what 800 articles a day. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy? I
I
that's
don't know
that's
how.
kind of
I,
wild, man. What is he like?
I don't know how his
That's
writers do eight a
that
day each. That makes no sense.
it doesn't make any sense. And
Unless he's counting niche edits. Maybe he's counting niche edits as one. Like those two paragraphs.
oh yeah, that would make more sense. Then okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, that's still wild though. Still wild. Like my I did you see me? It was like 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. for you, but I was like
Yep.
recollecting myself for a good 5 minutes. I was like hysterical. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm getting like yeah. But yeah, it was a good chat. I think it was a good insights to have a look inside. I'm pretty sure they're doing like an 8 figure agency, like
Damn.
strictly doing link building. Yeah, I think guys give it a listen. I'm sure you'll learn a lot. Well, you'll definitely learn a lot of like how to use AI to scale up your marketing efforts. So give it a listen. We've also plugged a lot of, we did an unpaid plug of Workello SPP. You guys go out and better sponsor us. Also, onlinejobs.ph. All great products, but we don't have a sponsor this pod.
Nope.
So yeah, give this pod a like on YouTube and subscribe to us as well. Give it a listen, guys. What's good, everyone? It's Jackie Chow.
And this is James DeLacy.
And you're listening to This Week in Digital Marketing. All right, welcome to This Week in Digital Marketing. My name is Jackie Chow. My co-host is James DeLacy, and we have Joe Davies on today. How's it going, Joe?
Hi, how you doing? I'm
Uh,
really good, thank you.
yeah, wonderful. Good to have you on. We were just saying how
Cheers.
we met several years ago in Brighton SEO. That's like
Y-
right when I first got started in SEO.
Oh, was
Not
it?
sure. Yeah, yeah, and you've been in the game for quite a while then, right? But I think you're
Yeah,
younger than me. You
I'm
started off young. I
35.
love it. Okay, well, you're
Oh,
looking incredible for your age. I'm 31. What the
thank you,
heck?
thank you.
Yo, you're like the curious case of Benjamin Button here. What the hell? You're like younger as you. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, why don't you give the audience a quick intro, and then we can go from there. Just like riff from there.
yeah. So I'm Joe. I run a SEO marketplace called FatJoe. It's not named after me. I'm not fat. Um, and yeah, we've been link building for 10 years, content writing. And besides from that, I do a little bit of tweeting. I do some niche site stuff. Yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
Yeah, great. So yeah, I met Joe in Brighton SEO conference. I'm pretty sure you were there just slinging links back then, right? You were just like trying to get on board as many in-house people as possible there. Love it.
Yes, yeah. So we were just links for a while. And we've branched out now into more content and that kind of thing. But yeah, I do vaguely remember speaking to you. It would have been one of the first Brightons we sponsored. Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah. Were you at Brighton SEO this year? How was it?
Yes, yeah, I was. Yeah, it was pretty good. We weren't sponsoring, so we didn't have a stand. We just we sponsored like we did an ad in between the talks, which is a lot more. It's a lot less tiring. You know, you don't have to stand there all day and talk to people, um, and you just get an ad that runs after every talk, which was quite good. It was a good event. Yeah. A lot of decent talks. It's just a bit heavy when you sort of drink after it quite a lot because it just seems to be a lot of parties going on. That's the problem with it.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember a tweet with Tom that after a night out you went sober for like a couple of months. I'm trying to get on one
Yeah.
of those nights with you.
Oh yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
that one
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to do those nights too often. Yeah. I was studying the effects of alcohol. I got lost in YouTube about how not drinking's going to change your life and all that kind of thing. So I'm okay now. I've recovered from all that, but yeah, it was a tough time. Tough time.
Yeah, it seemed like that night really changed your life. Would love to just like have a cameraman follow you around that night. That's great. So was Tom there with you? So, James, I don't know if you follow Tom on Twitter. He's just like he's part of the what do they call it, like
I don't
Honest
think I do.
FBA or something like that.
Oh no, I do.
Um,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
interviewed
he's a
Tom
good
as part of
follow.
the Niche Website Builders podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you
he's
did. Yeah, yeah.
funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why was he in Brighton? Like he has no business being there. Is he just chilling or like just there for the parties?
Well, he was begging me and begging me. He was saying, "Please, please, I want to come with you to this SEO conference. I might get into SEO, and I'll give him a ticket." Um, but no, he doesn't want to get into SEO. I just think he's trying to convert. He's trying to convert people who are building niche sites into FBA. Because obviously the same kind of person that goes into niche site website building, they might be a target market for his course, you know. So I think he was speaking to a few people about that. There's also opportunity for him, you know, people who've got well established niche sites. There's no reason they couldn't, you know, piggyback off that and create a product around their niche. Um, you know, there's plenty of opportunity. There's plenty of crossover, I think, with FBA and SEO.
Yeah, I actually agree. Speaking of which, are you getting into FBA at all? Have you ever considered doing it? I mean, you seem close with the FBA guys. I'm close with a couple FBA guys. I went into it, got absolutely obliterated. I'm like out with my tails between my legs. But have you gone into it? What do you think about it? And do you think it's good for SEOs to get into FBA?
Yeah, so I used to do it. I did it in 2015. Um, I didn't really follow any of the best practices of FBA. I picked a really stupid product. I did skipping ropes, and obviously, skipping ropes, the margin on those are just
Nice.
terrible. Um, so yeah, I was selling those in FBA on Amazon for around about 6 months, 12 months. Ran out of stock a couple of times. I had all the headaches of everything, but I just made literally no money. I probably lost money with after doing the ads and stuff. Um, but I had good fun. Like I really enjoyed creating a product and designing the product and dealing with manufacturers in China. It was just a new experience. And after you've been in SEO for a while, it's nice to get out there and hold something in your hands, which is real. You get a different buzz out of it. Instead of traffic, you're getting real world sales on Amazon. So but you're still dealing with this god, which is when you're an SEO, the god is Google, and with Amazon, the god is Amazon. So it's like you're dealing with this higher force that you're always trying to please all the time. So yeah, it's good fun, and I think it's a good segue for SEOs to get into, especially in this time period where there's a lot of uncertainty, with the AI stuff going on. It's a nice, refreshing angle to go at, I think, if you want a business out your bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, is that why you started Optimal? Is that how I pronounce it? How do you pronounce
Optimo.
it? Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Yeah.
why don't we share with the audience? Like, you can chill, all good. I want to tell the audience what Optimal does. I've used it. It's pretty cool. I used it for,
Mm-hmm.
what is it, like topical map, I believe I used
Oh
it
yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah,
or something regarding topical something. I was like,
yeah.
And it was a pretty good setup. Good as a first go, I believe.
Yeah.
But like, what's your idea behind it? Was it just for diversification? Why are you hopping on the AI train?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think with all the stuff going on with AI, I think we can't be sleeping on it. We've got to have a look at it. We've got to see what's going on. What can we build? We couldn't just sit there and not build anything. So we're just having a play at the minute. We're just seeing, our first idea was, right, we want to build a whole suite of tools for marketers. Marketers are using ChatGPT to like do all these keyword research, create articles, create briefs, topical maps, like you say. But they've got to create the prompt. They've got to go in there and it's a chat interface. It's a bit messy. So we decided to create, something that was really clean, simple, just for marketers. They can go on there. It's unlimited usage. They can pick what tool they need and they get the output, which is pretty simple. But we are about to launch a pro version of Optimo, and I think it's going to pivot what Optimo actually is. We're looking at letting pro users create their own tools. So it's going to be like a no-code AI tool builder, and then these pro users they'll have their own URL for their tools. They'll be able to share them with their staff or their team or even their audience. There'll be public links if they want them to be. So it's like creating tools from their favorite prompts.
Okay.
So that's the angle we're going to go with it. We don't know if it's going to work, but it's we're just playing with it.
Gotcha. And you mentioned we. Is it just you and like a founding developer, or is it under the FatJoe entity? Who's running it with you right now? Or are you coding it yourself?
We're doing it from FatJoe. So we're using the FatJoe developers who developed the FatJoe system. And we're treating it like a FatJoe entity for now. Basically because we think we can get some crossover of people using Optimo. They might be agencies, they might be marketers who need link building. And we get a bit of traffic from it. But it's still early days. I think we're in the wild west of these AI tools, and it's exciting time to be in marketing, I think, or in business in general with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting times. But I was just speaking with my friend who's also like trying to hop on this AI train, and he's like, there's a lot of risk in hopping on these like these trends when in a week, because like right now AI is moving so quickly, right? And it could be that the tool that you spent like the last week or two building that cost maybe like mid 5 figures with dev costs, et cetera, ends up being completely disrupted by another tool in like a week. Did you? I mean, I'm sure you thought about that, and I'm sure you've seen it maybe in some aspects of Optimal. You're like, oh fuck, you're like, all right, we're that one's completely out the window. For like a simple, I don't know, a plugin on ChatGPT in the future. You know what I mean? How do you like consider that and even like progress with Optimal when you have that, when you have those type of headwinds? It's like pretty scary.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. I mean, we're not risking a lot. We're treating it like Google with their experiment days. We apportion like 10 to 20% of our developers' time, and we just say use this time, but don't waste days over it. And we're building it really MVP. Like it's so basic and primitive, but it does the job, and we're going to run with it, and we're going to see what happens. And someone might come out with something better, but we haven't lost much with it. I certainly wouldn't bet the farm on building an AI tool in this current landscape without a big backing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like stuff under the FatJoe entity, do you guys also have like niche sites as well? Like, what are you guys doing with all the money? Because honestly, I was a bit nosy. I took a look at your books in the UK, but you guys have so much cash. I don't even know. Like, it's public record, so I'm allowed to say it. But
Sure.
That's a lot of money, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like
Well,
first off,
yeah,
no, nobody needs that much. That's crazy.
yeah, that's right, that's right. We've just always been that way. I mean, we don't really want to buy a yacht or anything like that, or we spend in
Honestly,
as
I thought
much
you
as
were
we
about to.
yeah, we spend as much as we can on reinvesting into our services and our products. We could probably spend more, um, you know, but yeah, we're not doing much niche sites. We've got a few little niche sites. They're just for experiments for our new products. We don't really aim to make money with them. It is something we're looking into doing, like because we've got the resources to do it. We silly really not to do it, but we're just so focused on creating services that agencies want, services that SEOs want in general. We're spending most of our time thinking about that and thinking about developments in our system to make it easier to order. So yeah, I mean, maybe one day we're going to have to spend some of it, but for now, we've always been sort of thinking one day there's going to be a day we might need that cash for something, So let's save it for a rainy day kind of thing,
Yep.
Especially in the early days, and that mindset has never left us. In 10 years we've just been that. If we don't need it, let's just leave it in there. So yeah, I don't know is the answer to your
Yeah.
question why we've left it there.
Yeah. I mean, how I hear it is like you guys are a bit more conservative, right? You don't want to miss payroll for your team. And it
Exactly.
sounds like you just want everyone to like get paid on time. You don't want cash flow to ever be an issue, and work with that. You'll never have that issue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like, you have a business partner with FatJoe, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I heard from another podcast. It was like a sales guy. Like
Yeah. So
you and the sales guy who when first started. It was a pretty crazy story.
yeah. So his name's Joe as well. And yeah,
That's
he
it's on brand.
we were working at like an SEO agency together, and his job was like account manager. He didn't want to be called a sales guy, but he essentially was, selling to potential clients and that kind of thing. So, yeah, our skills just matched up really well because he had a very commercial business way of looking at things, while I had a very SEO. What do SEOs need? I was sort of in the bunker, knowing what's going on in the industry, and he had a very a business lens looking at the way SEO was. So in that agency, we really gelled and we really made a good team in terms of selling and delivering, to the point where we came up with the idea of FatJoe. So yeah, none of us are fat.
Yeah, yeah. But I've seen some of your past pictures. You're definitely skinnier Joe right now.
Oh
You weren't
really?
fat before by all means, but yeah, you were
Yeah.
very skinny now. Um, yeah. Why Fat Joe? By the way, isn't that like a rapper's name? You're competing with like a guy with a Wikipedia page, right? Have you guys ever? Were you guys ever
Yeah.
like, fuck?
Yeah, we was. I mean, we'd spent so long trying to decide on a name when we first started that we got to a point where we just had really bad names, and Fat Joe was the best one. Um, and I'm fully aware that it's not the best name. Like it could be better, but we ran out of time, so we chose it, and we weren't aware of this rapper. We weren't aware that Fat Joe was a rapper or anything like that until we started,
Nice.
searching for our own brand name in Google, and we saw that Fat Joe was ranking, number one, his Wikipedia page. We were getting emails from people wanting to send us their mixtape. We were getting, phone calls. It was terrible. But we are now sort of Fat Joe without the space, and Google understands that. So when you search Fat Joe without the space, it's our branding. We're number one. So that's how we've got around it. But yeah, in hindsight, we should have checked that there weren't a rapper called Fat Joe, but he's nearly retired now, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. And also,
Yeah,
Fat Joe as a brand name is pretty memorable, in my opinion. I don't
exactly.
think it's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all the other link sellers,
All right.
all the other link sellers are called like link company, UK links or Linkology.
Linux now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we wanted to stand out a little bit in that regard.
Yeah. And what do you have like an end goal for FatJoe, or are you just like rolling with the profits right now? Like, are you looking for an exit? I hear, Dom Wells is rolling up Link services. So is, the private equity group behind the Hoth. Are you looking for an exit? Are you just trying to roll in with the profits and just stay profitable? Yeah, what's your end goal for FatJoe?
Yeah, so we've had a few conversations about exiting, and there's been a few serious conversations over the years. But at the minute, we're really passionate about our brand, and delivering really good services, delivering a really good platform for agencies. We're really passionate about what's ahead of us. So we want to end up somewhere like a marketplace like Fiverr, but only premium products and no vendor clutter. There's no freelancers you got to choose. It's FatJoe. Here's the
All right.
services. You pick the one service, and then you get a good quality deliverable.
Yeah. I think your internet cut out a bit there in the middle, but I think I heard the general gist of it. So you're just gonna continue trucking on unless there's an offer that you simply cannot refuse, right? I'm sure
Exactly.
everyone has a number. If it's like a ridiculous multiple, I mean, you'd be stupid not to take it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. All
if
right.
if if the offer's on the table, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you guys? I mean, you mentioned you're not into niche sites. What are you seeing right now across the board? Do you guys you only do productized services with link building, content writing, so on and so forth? Are you seeing some of your clients taking a hit with the current like economic situation? Um, I I personally saw some clients scaling back in terms of like link building in earlier Q1. I've heard the same for some other link sellers. Um, like with like the mini downturn that we're experiencing in 2023. Uh, are are you guys diversifying at all? I see you guys are pushing the content side a bit more. So are you just diversifying in terms of service? You're diversifying in terms of platform with the AI optimal tool. Um, are there any other ways you guys are diversifying right now?
Yeah. So in regards to clients scaling back a little bit, yeah, we've seen it a little bit. We've seen budgets move slightly less. Um, we're not diversifying any more than we used to. We've got many products. We've got content products, link building products. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of just confident and hopeful that this isn't going to be a massive downturn. This is going to carry on business as usual. There's some industry things that I think shakes up sales as well, like um, with the introduction of AI and the AI content stuff. People can just produce really good content now with AI. Why should they go to a content service provider? And there is good reasons why you should go to a content service provider, but it does create a bit of a hiccup, I think, in sales. Um, and I think at the end of this, AI will have a positive impact on content, but in this time, it could be a bit turbulent.
Hmm.
Joe, how do you differentiate yourself as a link seller compared to, I mean, there's so many SEO agencies and people selling links,
So
content
many.
writers. How do you differentiate yourself as an agency to be able to grow it and be able to have a bunch of clients?
Yeah, so we we're a marketplace designed for agencies. So we really market. We're for SEO agencies. We're less for niche site builders. We're less for brands.
Gotcha.
So we're really for agencies, and we know what they want. We know what they don't want. There's 100 things we could do to improve our link building service, but it isn't important for SEO agencies. Like some SEOs I know, they like to pick their website. They want approval. They want to see the website. They want the website to have a certain color in the logo or something silly that they might want. The other link sellers they might do.
So annoying.
Yeah,
So annoying.
but
Is
we
this like an in-house SEO thing like that? That's what they want to see. Has that how much different it is to say like the typical niche website builder?
yeah. There's a big difference. Agencies are all about scale and time. So the two bit obviously they need quality, but quality is more of a, there's a standard and just hit the standard, and we're not going to look into the particulars of everything. What agencies are more interested in, they want it to be easy to order because they've got 100 links to order or 200. They don't want to be sitting there picking sites and thinking about if a blogger's got this color t-shirt on or whatever the silly thing they want is. They just want 100 links. Is it easy to order? Will I get it back in 30 days? And that's it. So we cater for those clients, and we do nothing else. We don't mess around trying to improve things in our service like approvals or things like that our main customer avatar doesn't want. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. James, you wouldn't believe what some customers say, like in the
Give us some
examples. Support chats. Like they would completely be canceled, like if it was public on Twitter. Joe, I don't know if you've seen any of tickets, but there's like absolutely Karens in like B2B space too. It's appalling, honestly. Like, how could you speak to anyone like that? Like, let alone like it's a B2B service. I understand maybe B2C. I kind of get it. Like, especially, we have a D2C dinnerware brand, and it's just in like the demographics of Karens. So like, okay, fine. Like we'll eat that one up. But like B2B services, it's like sometimes it's two dudes and the guy's just yelling at us like, come on, like chill. We'll replace your link, Okay, well, next time we'll let you do pre-approval. We're a bit more flexible that way. But honestly, dude, Joe's got it right. He directly works with the agencies, and they want as less headache as possible. And I mean, so do the link sellers. So it's like both sides, they just know exactly what they want.
And
and they don't. I mean, the agencies will deal with the clients.
And we do get customers. They come to us, and they're usually a brand, and they say, "Look, we need this link to have this much traffic. It needs to have this much trust flow, and this and this and this, and the content's got to have an image that's about this." And we say, "Look, we don't do that. We don't do any of that." And they say, "Well, we'll pay you more. We'll pay you more to do it." And we say, "Look, it's still not worth it." It's like, I always give the analogy, like to our staff, that it's like going to McDonald's. If you went to McDonald's now and you asked for a lamb shank or a pork belly roast, they'd say no. But then you could say, I'll give you $5,000, I'll give you $10,000. McDonald's would still say no, because it's not worth it to them. They need the scale, the processes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a proper analogy, but honestly, I've had some clients throw money at me, and I'm just like accepting it with open arms, man. Like, I'm a yes man all the way. No, I think you guys are at a much larger scale than we are. We're like small fry. We're still trying to grow on that side, so I totally get it. Man, dude, but yeah, link building is tough. But you've seen like the numbers that are floated around in the space from other link vendors, how well maybe like the authority builders are doing with their own setup. Have you ever tried to, mimic what maybe, for example, authority builders or LoginX do with like their pre-approval system? God, there's like a UK one too. I forgot. Like Click Intelligence also does
Intelligence,
pre-approvals.
Yeah.
Is that just not your game? Because they charge quite a bit per link. It's like we know their margins because we have like similar inventory. I guess a lot of us. And I've seen their margins. It's pretty damn juicy. So it's like, Have you? It's never enticed you to move into that direction.
No, I mean we can do it. We can do approvals. We just don't want those kind of customers. It's it's not an agency who wants approvals. I mean, I've worked for an agency before. I've been the head of SEO, and if I've got to sit and approve, 200 links, that's just more work for me. Like I just want the agency to know to the marketplace to have good inventory, and deliver me a good link. So we've just made the decision a long time ago that we've got a customer avatar, and we're just going to double down on being for those guys. Whereas brands will like authority builders because they can pick and choose the site, and niche website builders might like another brand because they can get approvals. But yeah, we've played it safe by just saying this is our avatar and this is what you get.
Yeah, gotcha. And what kind of levers? Well, I wouldn't say we're direct competitors, but like let's just like chat it through. What kind of levers have you guys been pulling to like grow your business? I promise you, you can tell from my like income reports. I'm not trying to grow this business on the link building side, so you don't have to worry. Like, are you guys doing hard sales? Are you guys go to conference for leads? I'm sure those are juicy ass leads at Brighton SEO. Like what kinds of levers are you pulling to grow FatJoe right now?
Yeah, so we do all inbound, so we don't do any sales, we don't do any meetings. We
All
rarely do
inbound.
phone. Yeah, we rarely do phone calls.
Damn.
Um, we we do a lot of advertising, through Google Ads and social, and we just get people landing on our website. We do a lot of remarketing. Anyone that's ever been on our website will know that we follow them around for a long time, heavily. Um, so yeah, we do mostly through ads is our best channel. We do conferences and stuff like that, but conferences are very transient. We can't measure how well a conference went. We've tried to before by using tracking links, but no one uses them. So conferences are more kind of like it's just nice to show our face. But yeah, mostly is through inbound, through ads, and we've got some content marketing going on. We've got a YouTube channel, we've got our blog that goes out, newsletter, um, and yeah, all of those kind of like make up the majority of our sales.
That's wild. I could have sworn you had like I could have sworn you guys had like a major sales team just like killing it. That's surprising, man.
No, no,
That means you know the Hoth just has like I think they have like 100 plus person sales like sales team.
yeah,
It's just all
yeah,
sales. A lot of these agencies like so does Neil Patel Digital.
yeah,
They just have like killers just go out and hunting like going out and hunt. I'm pretty
yep.
sure. Yeah, you should look into that actually. Um, I haven't been doing that for the link building side, but for selling the newsletter sponsorships, it's been like an absolute game changer. To the listeners, I'm sorry if there's like an automated LinkedIn. Like I've been adding you on LinkedIn. It's not me. I'm just trying to sell you the sponsorship. Just respect the hustle and just respond. Like just add me on LinkedIn. But yeah, you guys should check that out, man. It's I'm pretty sure it's because sales is one of those things where if you send out 100 messages, you'll eventually get some sales. It's like 1% will always convert. So it's just like you just need to send 100,000 emails or 100,000 messages. I just need to figure out a way to scale that up. Um, but yeah, was just wondering how you did that. I could have sworn you guys all would also get it a lot from conferences. Didn't know it's not
Yeah, I
that
mean,
like meaningful.
maybe
That's pretty
maybe
impressive.
we do. Maybe we do. I just we don't measure it very well. Because the one year we tried to measure it and it just didn't result in anything. We haven't measured it since. We found a channel that really works for us, and that is Google Ads and social, and we doubled down on those. But definitely sales. Getting a sales team, I could see it working. It's just never been in our DNA to be salesy, and have phone calls and convince people. I think when you're dealing with agencies who just know what they need, they don't need to be sold on anything. They're just like, who can get it to me fast and reliable for the quality I want? We're kind of the guys for it. So it's something interesting for the future, maybe to think about.
Yeah. Huh. Gotcha. All right. When you guys were at BrightonSEO, did you see any interesting talks? Uh by the way, like the year I met you, I think like a year after that was the last year I ever went to BrightonSEO. It was like one of those things where I went into a talk. Some lady from I think like a major brand in the UK named it's like Argos or something like that. I might be pronouncing it wrong. She was talking
Yeah,
about how they had like a very successful digital PR campaign where they yielded like 20 something links and they only spent 150k pounds. And I just stood up and left. I was like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And she was like one of the keynote speakers. I was like, no, I'm out forever. So I never went back to Brighton
yeah,
SEO.
yeah.
But how was your experience?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, a lot of the talks are very vanilla. I think they're very basic stuff, and sometimes they just don't really teach anything actionable, or there's nothing useful in them. But um, Samo did a decent one from Ahrefs.
Ahrefs, yeah.
He did a complete automated link building setup with a Google Sheet, and it did everything from the outreaching, the scraping, the outreaching, everything to pitching the content idea, that kind of thing. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't really go to many talks. I like to just do the
Yeah,
after
the pubs.
parties, the networking. Yeah, yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. You son of a bitch. I love it. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. No, I agree. Yeah, those talks are a bit iffy. Are you using AI tools? You can't say optimal, but are you using like other AI tools on a daily basis at this point? You are, right?
Yeah, so I'm using ChatGPT quite a lot for things like content planning, um, content briefs, a little bit of like keyword research as well. It's just great to give an overview of what you should be writing about for a certain topic. Um, we use it a lot for YouTube titles, email subject lines, those kind of thing. It's really enhanced the way we work. I think in marketing at least. Um, but I use
Right?
it personally
It's
as
like a
well.
game changer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
I find it to be a game changer. It's incredible. Like summaries, I don't even read articles anymore. I just summarize them.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have the I don't have the time for that. And like
yeah,
um James, like for example, for like the podcast, we're cutting them up, right? If
Yep.
you're on YouTube, you see our clips going up. I've recently
yep.
trained two VAs on how to like upload um the clips using and like finding the clips using AI because they're wasting too much time watching the actual podcast. I don't want to do them like that. That's like too mean of them. They have zero interest in this. So I just said like transcribe the whole thing and then like ask ChatGPT or like Chat PDF I think we used to find like the top 10 most like interesting timestamps and then they'll cut it from
Interesting.
there. And then you'll use the timestamps for there to like come up with the title, add an emoji, find hashtags, um, and then like give it like a one liner, and all that will now take maybe it'll take them hours before go through the whole
Yeah,
podcast, find the interesting parts, take notes, and now it just takes like less than 5 minutes to find the clips. But then the editing obviously still takes time. But
yeah. That's really
yeah,
cool.
man, dude, I'm like so excited for all this. Like people who say
Yeah.
AI is not a game changer are like honestly, no offense to you guys, but like fucking idiots. Like it's crazy. James, do you use it right now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm using it here and there. Not so much around my actual content writing because I don't
Yeah,
think
the writing is not.
it still writes pretty fucking shit, like just waffles on with all the stuff, and it's not quite to the point where I want to use that. So yeah, I write my own stuff, but yeah, I'll use it for like titles or ads copy and just get ideas around that too. So that's pretty much as far as I've been using it now. But how are you using it for the transcript? Are you using just ChatGPT for
No, man.
finding the interesting words? Wait, what was the other one you're
Like
using?
to transcribe it, I'm using CapCut, which is completely free.
Yeah, but then
Um,
how are you finding the timestamps?
you can export an SRT, which is like the what is the subtitle thing, and then you
Yeah.
you just like paste that all into like a PDF and then upload it onto Chat PDF. I'm not even paying for any of the tools; it's all free. Because I'm too cheap to pay for tools. But guys, go pay for Optimal Pro when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to Joe. But yeah, it's this this whole like workflow is completely changed. You guys like
Oh yeah.
gotta get on that. I'm also using it for example, I don't know if you guys saw on like the on Reddit yesterday. I had a post go viral on.
I saw you did that.
Yeah,
I didn't
our
see that. No.
entrepreneur. Yo, that shit went crazy. So you know how I wrote a thread about how salmon wasn't eaten on in like Japan or some shit like that? I like threw that into ChatGPT. I was like, yo, come up with an article, and then like pasted that whole article onto marketingletter.com. And then I was like, all right, just too long didn't read it into Reddit, and then it just like went viral, and we got like a couple thousand views, a couple hundred signups for the newsletter. Honestly, all in all, the campaign probably cost $100, got like 400 subs. So that's like a widely successful campaign.
Damn,
that's cool.
Yeah, there's a lot that you can do. But Joe, do you guys have a digital PR service? I've been telling everyone that they should get on that. Like it's kind of like a hot topic right now. Have you tried that before?
We've never tried it. No, we do want to. We want to try it.
Seems like something you guys could totally do. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's something we're testing at the minute. We've got a HARO service, which isn't the same, but it would work in the same kind of way that we'd have to create some kind of story or some kind of newsjacking element to it, and then we outreach to so many thousand journalists and hope that some link back. But yeah, we've not developed anything yet. It's something on the horizon. There's a lot of companies doing really well with it.
Like who? I don't even know. They should do it because I feel like there's an opportunity there.
Well, do you follow Ferry Kazoni on LinkedIn?
No, I try not to go on LinkedIn for my own life expectancy's sake.
He's on Twitter as well, but he's not as active. He's got got a PR agency, and they're sharing case studies all the time on PR. It's quite impressive. He seems to have got a bit of a hack where he just uses like Google Trends to get some kind of statistic, and then he posts it out to 100,000 journalists, and 20 of them link. But yeah, it's good. It seems a good process.
And is the process like, okay, you find something interesting, newsworthy, it goes viral on like Reddit, and then you email the journalists, or is that like, what's exactly? And also, like, where do you get the list? Is it just like data mined by VAs, and you just like keep blasting them every time you have something newsworthy?
So the process is you'd find, if you've got a client in I don't know, car insurance, you try and find some kind of search trend or statistic about cars or driving or whatever it might be. They're all, these statistics are freely available on websites. You can find all sorts of like stats on that, and then you would create a bit of a story around it, and you'd use software like Roxhill, the one's called, and Prowly, and they've got the journalists already built into the platform, and you can filter by subject, what they write about, what newspaper they write for, and you can do an email blast direct to those, to 100,000 journalists or 50,000 journalists, saying, "Hey, look at this Google Trends graph. Look at this statistic on car crashes in UK versus US, stuff like that." And then they might write a story about it.
Huh. No, that's interesting.
And that's it.
I get it. So you're utilizing. So I get like the interesting story part. So you're blasting the reporters using the software that you mentioned. The two, what are they called again? Sorry, I'm like gotta take notes.
Roxhill was one of them. ROXHILL. Roxhill, and then there was
that is so interesting.
Prowly, PROWLY, Prowly. And I think SEMrush.
Okay.
I think SEMrush own Prowly. Interestingly.
Oh, those guys, big moves from them.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And with like help with HARO, your HARO service, is it you guys are subscribed to a service or their daily email blast, and then you just respond on a customer's behalf? And are you responding from FatJoe domain? Surely they know. They're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, no, we're responding. We're responding from a generic email. It would just be a generic Gmail, and it's I think that the people that are posting on HARO they're expecting a lot of people who want links to send them quotes, and they're okay with it. We're okay with it. Everyone's okay with it. So it kind of works as an ecosystem. But yeah, we just it's a numbers game. We send as many pitches as possible for each order. We promise an amount of links, and we'll keep pitching until we get those amount of links. We also share every pitch that we send, just as value in the deliverable to show that look, we've really pitched out and we've really spent a long time, creating a nice pitch. I mean, a lot of people are using AI to pitch, and that's great, I think. But we're trying to deliver something nice to the customer, and we want to show that it's great pitches.
Yeah, you're not using AI to pitch?
No.
That's crazy. Yo, I'm pretty sure our team sends like 50 responses. It's under my name. I'm like an all matter subject expert at this point. We're under every single category. And it's just like across all my niche sites. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I'm an like an interior designer. I'm everything, man. I'm a literal jack of all trades. And it's all answered by AI by my team. It's like shameless. Yeah. It's like I read some of them. It's not even legible. I don't know how we get links, but we do. It's just crazy out here. So I'm surprised you guys do it by hand. That's why you guys can charge money for it. But have you noticed it doesn't even matter? They just like link to you anyways. It's like pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, we've just
sending in the responses.
We've steered clear from AI just from how it looks as a company kind of thing. But yeah, if it was our own internal projects, it's a numbers game. I think just send as many as possible, and use AI. I think it's good enough for now.
Yeah. James, do you use it? Do you use HARO for your own businesses?
Yeah. I haven't used HARO for a while though, just because it's time consuming to go in and do it. I'm doing other things, but yeah, for a while I was doing a shit ton of HARO.
Yeah, I've been hiring VAs again recently on like onlinejobs.ph. Shout outs to those guys. Gotta get them as a sponsor. Yep. Man, that the quality of the VAs there are insanely high. James, you should have like at least 3 VAs. Just like,
dude, I was looking through the other day. I was like, oh shit! Like when I need a full-time video editor, it's like it's like a few bucks an hour. I was like, oh shit, okay. People with actual experience editing video.
Yeah, and they're great. So friendly, and they're strong work ethic. Yeah, you should just have like a full-time VA just every day answer at least 20 HARO queries using ChatGPT under your name. It's wild out here. You should definitely do that. We only get like Joe, I'm not sure what you're seeing, but I'm only getting like 5 to 10 links a month. And this is from my team, like shamelessly, like absolutely. I'm so ashamed to say, but almost
hitting
like,
every query.
at this point. Hitting every query. Like the reporters at this point probably like have my name blacklisted. But like it's maybe it's because you guys are writing by hand and probably more thoughtful.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do.
Percentages quite low.
We do 40 pitches and we promise at least 2 links from 40. So I don't know how that compares to your success rate, but we usually hit that every time.
That's crazy. What is that? That's like 0.5.
I don't know what it is.
That's
something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty high. I'm pretty sure I'm like 0.05. But yeah, I guess that's just the name of the game, man. But anyways, yeah, James, you should totally get on that. And I actually I started using our previous sponsors, Work Hello's software to like go through the candidates, and it's so much smoother than the online jobs.ph platform. James, I gave you a login to our account.
Yep.
You should check it out. Like it's crazy. It's just like you can filter out the candidates so much easier. Joe, are you hiring only in the UK? What's your team like built?
So we've got
some offshore, some onshore.
Yeah, so we've got a UK team, which is like the brain of FatJoe. So you've got support team, marketing team, developers, myself, and the other Joe, and then we've got a Philippines team. So they was all hired off online jobs. So that's a good shout out to your sponsor. Yeah. And yeah, it's been great. We've got outreach guys from the Philippines. We've got support team. We've got people who've done some development, a graphic designer who's really good, and yeah, we love online jobs. It's a great way to hire people, and like you say, they are very, very great people, really motivated, really loyal, and yeah, we've got obviously a lot of freelancers, a lot of writers. They're all doing their units of work for our deliverables. We've got about 100 writers at the moment, but they're based in US and UK. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah,
that's crazy. I'm pretty sure we only have like 12 to 13 writers.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you even have that much to write about? Like, what do they write like an article a day each? Because if so, that's if I'm running my math calculations right now, that shit's crazy, man.
They're writing at least 8 articles a day.
What the hell?
Yeah. What, each?
Yeah.
Each?
Yeah.
800 articles a day.
Yep. Each.
That's horrifying. Honestly, that should be illegal. You're like running a content sweatshop, man. That's messed up. Someone report this man to like you gotta get your labor laws checked out here. That's messed up. Wow, what do you need all that? Wait, you guys I don't even know what you guys use the content for. How are you placing that much content like for guest posts? That's crazy.
Yeah, the majority is for guest posts, niche edits as well. We have the writers write a piece of content or a paragraph or 2 paragraphs for niche edits, and then we've got a lot of volume coming through our content writing service as well. So yeah, it's a lot of content every day. Yeah.
Wow, that's honestly impressive. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone at that scale. Just trying to think. No, that's crazy. Well, I have heard of that, but with AI. But you guys are all handwriting everything, right?
Yeah.
See, that's insane. Yeah. Like, that's almost like so insane that I don't believe you. But like, there's no reason for you to lie. So I'm just trying to figure out like what's the motive here. I don't get it. All right. Yeah. I'm still shook. Sorry, let me like recollect myself.
We've had some writers, try and use AI. Which we understood would be a problem. Well, yeah, we use AI detectors. Obviously, they're not very reliable. Sometimes they can throw false positives or false negatives. So what we do now is we have our writers write in Google Docs, and then we have them enable. Yeah, they have edit history. So we check edit history, and it's probably about the best way of knowing if someone's wrote the article with AI or not, because if it, every sentence should appear after 1 minute or 2 minutes, and if they're thrown in large chunks of content, it's probably AI. So that's how we check it.
Yeah, wild. And like you mentioned, the brains are in the UK, so I guess like you have like a lead editor, you have like several editors at that point. If you that's wild. How large is your content team in the UK? Like in your sorry, do you guys have offices or are you guys all remote?
Yeah, so we've got an office in the UK. and we've got around 15 people in the UK. Our content team is directly dealing with the writers is 1 to 2 people. They're just managing the team, dealing with writer issues, dealing with if they have issues with what to write about, that kind of thing. Generally, the system deals with pretty much everything in terms of the writers logging in, posting the content, getting paid. Any problems with content writing, the customer can directly message the system, and we deal it with that way. So it's pretty low touch process.
Do you guys have a management system for this, or how does 2 people manage 100 writers? That's wild.
It's our own system. Yeah, we developed our own system.
Oh, nice. With your devs. That's Huh. Have you guys ever considered like releasing that as like a SaaS tool? Yeah, like a lot of great SaaS tools come out of agencies, and could be cool for you guys to do. I mean, I guess that's the idea for Optimal, but like these content management systems.
Well, we thought about it. I mean, it'd be great for a content agency, to use the exact system we've got. I mean, you've got SPP, which is doing really well. They're like a productized service platform. I think a lot of agencies use those at the moment. Oh, you do as well, don't you?
Yeah, love SPP.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, shout out to the founder. He's been we've chatted a couple times. He's sponsored my newsletter. Good guy. I actually it's one of my favorite SaaS tools.
Yeah, it's great.
Does he even sell his own service?
No, don't think so.
I bet he's just chilling, man. This guy, like, I don't know if he's like he's not really a public figure.
He's on Twitter. I've seen him on Twitter.
Yeah. I have him. I follow him on Twitter, but he doesn't tweet that much, and he's like not in the public eye. I think he launched off of Black Hat World. I don't know, but like he kicked off with a bunch of SEO agencies, and I'm sure they're doing very well. But he's like an incognito type of guy. But sorry, you were speaking of how they came up. All the agencies use them, right?
Yeah. I mean, if it was around when we started, we'd be using SPP now. We wouldn't have developed our own system. So it really
so clean.
Yeah. It's just really good. Really good.
Yeah, I used it for my towing lead gen business. I use it for my online interior design business, our link building agency, as well as like processing like guest posts on one of my a couple of my niche sites. It's it just like improves like the whole process so well. It's we can stop shilling SPP now because they're not sponsoring this pod. But that's interesting, man. I think we should wrap up soon. Where can people find you? You got to plug your Twitter, man.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at FatJoe Davies, or you can just go to fatjoe.com and email support there or something, and I'll try and reply there. But yeah. Nice one.
I remember I used to try to get a discount from support at FatJoe. It's always a struggle when I first started out. I'm not sure if have you ever taken a look at my order history? We used to crank it on FatJoe when we were pure agency because I didn't want to deal with the link building side. I think we ordered quite a bit of links from you.
I do remember you being a big customer, yeah, back in the day. I've never looked at the order history. I might have a look in a sec.
Yeah, look at it. There's some like big names in there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's some definitely big names in there. Please don't release that. But no longer working with them. But yeah, those are some good times. Because like we couldn't. We used FatJoe because we simply couldn't scale up. So that when you mentioned that like agencies they just don't want the headache. They don't really care about the like the max quality like niche site owners do. I totally get it. But yeah, man, where are you based right now? Are you?
I'm in the UK.
In
I'm in
Spain?
the UK at the moment.
All right.
In England, yeah.
Right. Yo, I'll be in the UK next month. We should meet up. I'm not
Oh
sure if
yeah,
you're still
okay.
there, but if you aren't, you should fly in for it. I'm sure you're always in Europe.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be in Spain as well over the summer. If you're going to be in Spain, we can meet up with Tom and Alex and the rest of those guys.
I will be in, I think, September or something like that. But yeah, we can coordinate
Okay.
offline. It'll be fun. I want to do like a meetup in London where all the SEOs gather. Sorry, James, but you can fly over if you want. I know you just had a kid. Never mind.
He's doing one in Austin, man.
Yeah. We'll do. But yeah, would love to see you in London, Joe.
Cool.
Really appreciate you hopping on today, man.
Appreciate it. Enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, cool. Thanks a lot for your time, man.
Cheers.
Nice one. See you later, guys.